Code of Ethics of the Secretary. The ethics of a secretary are moral principles relating to the job that you will be bound by. These requirements are automatically taken on board when you accept any position as a secretary, and you will be expected to uphold them all times. You really do take the secretarial oath when you become a secretary. The first duty of legal secretary is loyalty to her employer, so that you can gain trust of your employer, that he is confident that you will be trusted with all the papers or documents he will give you, especially the confidential one. It shall be the duty of legal secretary to maintain all times a high standard of courtesy of all contracts with law office, clients, courts, and any all person. Maintaining your high standard of courtesy is the result of gaining the trust of all people around you, especially those people that you daily meet. It shall be unethical for any secretary to violate any statute now in effect or to be enacted governing privileged communications. It is therefore a misconduct or incorrect for a secretarial position to be an unlawful commitment or engagement. It is a duty of such a position to act the right manners and possess the right conduct, and to act accordingly to its liable to fulfill its role in their position. It shall be unethical for any secretary or employer of any law office to divulge the contents of any document in the possession of her employer without first having obtained the consent of said employer, or to discuss maliciously or otherwise with any period matters of a confidential nature knowledge concerning which of her employment. As a legal secretary, you must be a good keeper. You're the one your employer trusts in all the papers, confidential or not. You should keep it secret or private and not give any information to others about those papers or those work you do. It shall be the duty of every legal secretary to maintain harmonious cooperation with her associates. As a secretary, you must always cooperate to your associates to avoid conflict on your work. How to make entries in a diary. Make a list of items that go in the diary year after entering recurring items, events, and appointments under appropriate date. Use the list you prepared but not from the diaries of the previous year. Be sure that the date does not fall on Sunday or legal holiday. As soon as you know of additional appointment, either in diary or diaries, make advance entries on time-consuming tasks to avoid confusion for you and the lawyer, and to prevent the strain of having to prepare the material on short notice. However, advance entries on these tasks need not to be placed in the lawyer diaries. He can be reminded about these things, important due dates, and the deadlines are underlined in red link. Dates for present or card are entered around 10 days before the date Christmas present, and cards are entered several weeks before Christmas. Advance notices of payment are also entered in order to allow time to get funds. Entries for legal work. In making entries about legal matter, write for title of the matter, the time and place, and the nature of the act to be performed, describing it fully. The initials of the lawyer interested if diaries are kept more than one lawyer. Items for secretary enter in the appropriate diary in appointment. Clients in and out of office, doctors, and dentist, social, evening or daytime court work, retain date on summons deadlines for filing pleadings and serving copies on opposing counsel. Deadlines for serving notices in private court hearing, pre-trial conference with court and opposing counsel. Family dates, anniversary, birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Meetings, board meetings, club, committee, stockholders. Payments date, bar associates, contributions, insurance premiums, interest on the payable and maturity date. Periodic payments such as salaries, rent, renewal dates, automobile license, hunting and fishing license. Reminding the lawyer of things to be done. A new secretary or a secretary in a new job may remind her boss of things to be done, but she must first know if the lawyer likes to be reminded of things to be done or he has a particular preference of the method of doing it. The following methods may be used. Open the diary at the current date and put in it a conspicuous place on his desk. Make sure that you put in where it's easy to see. In the late afternoon of the previous day or early morning of the very day, place on the lawyer's desk a type of schedule of his appointments. Give the file and the other materials he will need before the time of the appointment. If the lawyer wants to see his month's engagement at a glance, use a calendar which usually 9 by 11 and put it in conspicuous place. A type memo for things he should do for the certain day may be placed several days before the task should be done. Attach also a reminder for things he told you he wants to do in connection with particular matter. If the calls you to dispose of correspondence and to discuss pending matters and things to be done, you can make a list of the things he wants to be done. Remind him about them. For court work, send a written notice to the lawyer in charge in advance to give a time to prepare the necessary step. In a large office, the managing clerk under the supervisor of the managing attorney maintains a diary of court cases. Handling appointment. The legal secretary or assistant must know how to handle appointments for the lawyer. The legal secretary follows the same procedure used by an ordinary secretary in an office, whether an appointment is made for the boss or accepted by the secretary for the boss. When making appointments for her lawyer, the legal secretary must know the details of the appointments, then the why, the what, the where, when, and who. For example, if there's a client who wants to have an appointment to your lawyer, ask her personal information and why or what the reason for having appointments, where, the place, and when the date of these appointments. Accepting appointments. Before accepting appointments, the legal secretary must do the lawyer preferences, his likes and dislikes, his availability, and the group he wants to be with. If he is being invited to be resources speakers, the secretary must know the kind of audience, the topic, and the course, the why, when, where, what, etc. It's like asking your lawyer if he wants to go to this event and explaining to her about this event matters. All appointments, whether made for the boss or accepted by the boss or by the secretary for the boss, must be recorded. This appointment must be recorded in the secretary calendar and in the lawyer's calendar. This is the important for taking a list an appointment. You should keep all the list or record or preference for the previous or last meetings. It always needs to be recorded, both of the lawyer's calendars and secretary calendars. the lawyer have an emergency and he can make it, secretary can take a meeting as long as the lawyer give her a permission to take the meeting. Or maybe if there's a available lawyer that can take the lawyer's absence, especially if the appointment is very important. There are instances when an appointment is refused. The refusal may be done by mail, telegram, by the telephone, by a messenger, or personally by the secretary herself. Diplomacy is needed in refusing and canceling on appointments. Appointments are always recorded and checked.